Thank you for joining us for our fourth human flight, and thank you for sticking with us throughout this hold. I spoke with our flight director, Nick Patrick, earlier this week, and as you know, holds are, of course, a completely normal part of our launch process. Safety, as we've said multiple times on today's webcast, is always the #1 priority at Blue Origin. So we need to continue to take this time to do those checks and make sure this mission is ready for launch today. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining us for our fourth human flight. As you may have seen on your screen, we did release the hold on the countdown clock. We're at T-minus 9 minutes and 30 seconds until our fourth human flight. Let's toss it to the rocket and stand by for mission control.
All stations, this is the flight director on Channel 1 and UHF voice for the go pull for terminal count and launch. Capsule.
Go.
Booster.
Go.
Ground.
Go.
Safety. Capcom.
Go.
Engineering.
Go.
Copy, all goes. This is the flight director. New Shepard is go for launch. Booster, commence the terminal count.
We'll go flight.
As you just heard, we are go for launch for our fourth human flight. We're so excited for the Roaring 20s crew. Let's take a moment and take in the sights and sounds from Launch Site 1 as the minutes tick down on the launch clock here in West Texas. Okay, as we tick down to launch, Eddie, can you take us through today's New Shepard flight profile?
I'd love to, Jackie. So at T-minus 2.5 minutes, we effectively hand control over to our auto sequence. The flight controllers are essentially hands off. The rocket then gets ready to light the BE-3. Ignition happens at T0, followed by bootstrap and throttle up. Liftoff occurs at T+7 seconds, and that BE-3 engine powers the New Shepard vehicle through the atmosphere. Just before 1 minute, the vehicle reaches max Q, that's maximum dynamic pressure, the point of maximum stress for the structure. At 2 minutes, that main engine shuts off. We call that MECO, and at 2.5 minutes, the New Shepard vehicles separate into two, and the astronauts are free to float about the cabin. The PM reaches apogee at 4 minutes and starts to re-enter the atmosphere due to Earth's gravity. The fins steer back to the landing pad. The drag brakes deploy. The engine restarts for a nice, soft landing. Meanwhile, the astronauts were able to enjoy some microgravity time because the gumdrop shape of the capsule was much slower to re-enter. As that capsule pierces the atmosphere, we see drogues, we see mains, and shortly thereafter, the terminal deceleration system that causes the capsule to land on a cushion of air, that poof of dust. Touchdown, welcome back, astronauts. I'm so excited.
Thanks, Eddie. We're just about T-minus 5 minutes until liftoff. The 6 people on that live rocket are getting close to launching to space. Let's check in with them on the pad. We're just under T-minus 4 minutes to launch of the Roaring Twenties crew. Eddie, you've been so lucky to be down here in West Texas for many a launch. What's happening across Launch Site 1 at this point when we're so close to liftoff?
Well, Jackie, it all starts at Mission Control. They are focused with final preparations, and it's a laser focus. They are there working through their steps, making sure that their systems are ready for launch. And we're just moments away from that here. Those bit checks, like we mentioned, will start at 2.5 minutes.
And the cool thing about those final checks, I mean, our crew is on board. They're feeling, they're hearing this living rocket. Just truly such an exciting moment for them.
Absolutely, that rocket is alive on the launch pad.
Thank you for joining us. As you've noticed, we've just entered what we expect to be a very brief hold here, just a few minutes. Stay tuned. Okay, that hold has been cleared. We're at about 3 minutes until launch. We understand the Roaring Twenties, all 6 astronauts on board our 4th human flight are ready to go. Let's watch and listen as New Shepard goes through those final checks and revs up for today's flight.
And Jackie, as we mentioned, we've now entered auto sequence, so this rocket is going to automatically prep itself for launch. I can't wait to see what shows on our screen as the rocket prepares for liftoff. With just under 90 seconds to go, those aft fins at the base are actuating, going through their bit checks. They provide control authority for the vehicle on ascent and descent. At the same time, we should be able to see the engine nozzle gimbal. It will help maneuver the rocket as its primary form of control. We've entered a brief hold in that final countdown. Our teams will assess. We'll be right back.
That hold has been released. We're at about T-minus 1 minute to liftoff. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to launch this rocket. Godspeed, New Shepard. Godspeed to our crew. We're handing it over to Mission Control.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Command engine start. 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And liftoff. Shepard cleared the tower.
And liftoff. Mission Control has confirmed New Shepard has cleared the tower and is on its way to space with our 4th human flight crew.
Godspeed, New Shepard. Godspeed, the Roaring Twenties. Enjoy this ride.
You can see on the lower left-hand side of your screen, we are gaining
Steam back to
speed
5,000
as
feet.
New Shepard lifts off towards space.
Ten 10,000 feet.
That beautiful burn on that BE-3 engine, lifting New Shepard towards space.
As we hit T plus 55 seconds, we will enter max Q, the point
Max
where
Q.
aerodynamic stress on the vehicle is at its maximum. We just confirmed max Q, and that BE-3 engine doing some work, 8,000 horsepower equivalent of it, to produce 110,000 pounds of thrust on its way to space. We have a beautiful shot of the BE-3 engine there and its colorless exhaust. That's what happens when you mix liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen. That is steam powering the rocket all the way up to the top. Here in 20 seconds, the BE-3 will throttle back, shut down, and will reach main engine cutoff. Stay tuned. There it is. Miko, way to go, BE-3. Thank you for powering our astronauts to space.
That was our main engine cutoff. Shortly here, we'll see separation of the crew capsule and the booster. At this point, our Capcom Kevin Sprague will momentarily cue the astronauts to unbuckle their harnesses and start floating around the capsule. Welcome to Zero Gravity, Gary Lai and crew of the Roaring Twenties. Beautiful shot there of the two separate craft. George Nield, Sharon and Marc Hagle, Jim Kitchen, Marty Allen, and Gary Lai. Welcome to Zero G. Let's listen in as they float about the crew capsule.
What? What? Oh, right. Oh, my God. You see all the circles for farmers.
First step, Blue Control. This is your 1 minute warning. 1 minute warning.
Congratulations to all 6 crew. They crossed that Kármán line. They just officially became astronauts. Absolutely outstanding. You heard that audio online from Kevin Sprague, our capsule communicator, telling our crew, I'm sure they're having an amazing time up there, but they have to start getting ready to buckle back in. Shortly here, both the crew capsule and the booster will be descending.
That's right, Jackie. So unofficial numbers, but we saw an apogee of 351,000 feet. So definitely well into the Kármán line, well into space. Congratulations, astronauts. The rocket is now reaching, this is the booster portion of New Shepard, is reaching its atmospheric pierce point. It's returning from space. Those control surfaces, those wedge fins, those actuated aft fins are now starting to have a little bit of air resistance to push against. The booster will reach its maximum re-entry velocity, which is just under Mach 4. That's 4 times the speed of sound. And it's an incredible booster shape coming back down over the West Texas desert against those Texas blue skies. This is the fun part. The wedge fins, the steering fins, the ring fin, all earning their keep at this point. Really doing some work to bring that propulsion module over the landing pad. What an incredible sight out there. Here shortly, we'll see the air brakes deploy that will cut the velocity of the booster in half. There it is. This is a critical step in slowing the vehicle down before the BE-3 engine is reignited for the final portion of the descent. We had a sonic boom. Man, was that incredible. I love hearing that sound. And the BE-3 engine relights for the final portion of the descent. Touchdown, New Shepard. Welcome back to Earth. What an incredible feat of engineering required to bring this rocket back safely, reuse it. All I can ever say, Jackie, is wow.
Wow, Eddie, truly, no matter how many times we've seen this happen, a live booster landing onto that landing pad will take your breath away. And I have to say, Eddie, the char on the side of that New Shepard booster, there's nothing like it.
Right above that feather looks like, and we see, of course, the New Shepard propulsion module beginning to dump some of the excess propellants. That's a key step for our reusable booster. We'll vent the tanks, we will inert them. That'll maintain the cleanliness throughout and allow that booster to turn around and fly again. We've got a great shot there of the capsule.
There go the drogue parachutes they've deployed on our crew capsule to slow it down. And there go those main parachutes. Those 3 mains will slowly inflate to help slow down the return of the crew capsule. While the parachutes are, of course, essential to provide a gentle touchdown for the crew capsule, New Shepard also has that innovative retro thrust system to make our touchdown even smoother for the Roaring '20s crew flying today. From the blackness of space to the beautiful West Texas desert, our crew is getting an experience right now.
That was a quick 10 minutes. Get ready for the ground rush.
First step, Blue Control. Stand by touchdown. Stand by touchdown.
Woo! Crew capsule touchdown. Welcome back, the Roaring 20s and astronaut Gary Lai.
That sounds like some happy crew members there. From the sounds of it, maybe all landed back safely and are doing great. We'll get confirmation from Mission Control here shortly.
What a beautiful shot of that booster and capsule in the West Texas desert for what looks like a wholly successful fourth human flight. That West Texas does kick up there for our crew, welcoming them back to Earth. At this point in the mission, our team is preparing landing safety operations and recovery of our astronauts from the crew capsule. We'll be on the ground at the landing site to follow that action in just a bit. And hopefully, Eddie, even talk to some of the world's newest official astronauts. Waves from our crew members looking great back here on Earth through those beautiful windows on New Shepard.
And live footage of 2 reusable spacecraft next to each other. What an accomplishment. Congratulations, Roaring 20s. Congratulations, Team Blue. What a day today.
Just a truly incredible moment. Our astronauts have returned home safely. Our crew team is on the way out to recover them from the capsule. Wow. What a day.
As we've mentioned, it appears to be a safe launch and landing, so absolutely kudos, congratulations to the mission team and Mission Control for really pushing through it, staying determined on that long-term vision of flying people to space today.
Mission Control has officially confirmed, I mean, I think we can see it from the windows, but they've officially confirmed they've spoken with all 6 of our astronauts and they are doing great. Our crew has put the roaring in New Shepard 20. I think it is safe to say here today, Eddie, absolutely thrilled for these 6 astronauts.
And we've got this incredible shot right now of the desert, the mountains in the back, the blue skies. I can't wait to hear from these astronauts. What will they have to say about their experience today?
And there's our recovery crew racing through the desert out to the waiting crew capsule. Our recovery team will safe the capsule and ensure that the astronauts are ready to disembark. Shortly thereafter, they'll be followed by their friends and family. Eddie and I know they can't wait to give them a big hug and welcome them back to Earth.
For the friends and family in particular, a moment of anticipation before they welcome their astronauts back to Earth with warm hugs, kisses, and just celebration.
Thank you for joining us for what was a successful fourth human flight. Our recovery team has arrived on site. Stay tuned here because hopefully we'll be able to again hear from some of our crew members about these amazing experiences. Stay tuned. There's crew member 7, Sarah Knights, racing over to wave to the world's newest astronauts. Get that thumbs up from all 6 on board. The Roaring Twenties crew is back, and there you see our crew member 7, Sarah Knights, with those stairs getting ready to open the hatch here in just a few moments. Beautiful shot there of our crew with their ride in the background, venting the propellants like Eddie mentioned just a few minutes ago.
And we see the vehicles approaching the crew capsule. That's going to be friends and family. And hopefully, as we said, we'll get a few words from our newly minted astronauts. And we'd be remiss to not mention huge kudos to our crew member 7, Sarah Knights, down there about to open the hatch. Our capsule communicator, Kevin Sprague, that was with our crew through the duration of their flight. Just an amazing role this crew member 7 does, shepherding our crew through this entire experience from astronaut training to touchdown. That's absolutely right, Jackie. It's why we call it Crew Member 7. We, Team Blue, through Sarah and through Kevin, ride with these astronauts to space and back, and we're with them every step of the way.
Welcome back to Earth, astronauts! Thank you! Okay, when you come out, watch your steps out here. There's kind of a loose sound. Come on out.
The hatch is open. Welcome back, Gary Live.
George Nield, congratulations. We should also have, there's Jim Kitchen with the 194. Congratulations. Thank you, Marty Allen, for riding to space today.
As we promised, allergies did not hold Marty back today.
And there's Miss Sharon Hagle with the fist pump. Congratulations.
And last but certainly not least, Marc Hagle. Welcome back, Marc.
Camera's over here. Whoa.
It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. You loved it? Oh, you got. I want you to do it. You're next. I'm gonna. It was very
I don't know that I could even, words could do that justice. You just have to feel it.
How was it going up for you? Was it everything you'd hoped for? Was it everything you'd expected it to be?
It was different. I mean, I don't know, because I've never been in the centrifuge, so I mean, you know, I felt my skin pulling taut, and I think more dramatic than even the 0G was the throttle back from 3G. You know, when we throttled down, I felt like I was rising there, and even the entire time I felt I was in 0G, I felt like I felt like I was falling towards the ceiling. So it was intense, and I did get a little bit of a feeling of vertigo.
Really?
So,
okay.
Yeah. And I know most of the astronauts have said in the past that they haven't felt nauseous. I did feel a little bit of nausea for sure. Yeah.
What about the windows?
Oh, yeah, it was like being outside. It was like being.
Wow, that's so cool.
Absolutely. It was a beautiful, clear day. I don't know exactly what we were seeing, but we were seeing. I'm so overcome. Thank you very much. Thank you for Team Blue. Thank you for this opportunity. I will never forget it.
Thank you. Thank you for making this real and making it a possibility for us to be able to send people. It happened.
I was worried there. 45-minute hold. We were only supposed to have a 30-minute hold, and then we scrubbed.
Yeah, did you talk to George about that?
Thank you. Do you want me to put this on? Jim, show me what do you have here?
Yeah, this is we were joking 193 in space. It was scary on the line.
What is 193?
193 is the countries that I visited. I brought all of my passports with me, representing all of the countries in the world, and this was pushing that final boundary, going to space. And let me tell you, that was an out-of-body experience. I was thinking that on the way up, you're going 2,300 miles an hour, and you feel every bit of that, and then you get time stops. It's like this moment in time where you see this beautiful Earth and the blackness of the universe. It's the blackest black I had ever seen, and I said that as like that is an eternal black. It is a dark black, and it is just breathtaking. And wow, I don't know. That was a moment. That was a moment, and you know, connecting with humanity all around the world. Seeing that big, beautiful.
Go Tar Heels!
Yes, go Tar Heels.
Reaching for the
Yeah, right.
Here's your hat.
Yeah, here.
I'll hold it.
You got this. Okay. All right. I love you.
Amazing words from their incredible experience. So special to hear from our crew. Also coming up here shortly will be our special astronaut pin ceremony. Stay tuned for more.
Come on. Okay. George, tell us, how was it?
It was awesome. Amazing. You cannot be put into words. As soon as we got above 100,000 feet, you saw the sky getting darker, and when it turned to pitch black, it was just gorgeous. The pictures don't do it justice. So between the black sky and the curvature of the Earth, and then having the freedom of floating around and upside down, just an amazing trip. Just thrill of a lifetime.
That's fantastic. So it was everything that you had hoped for in
more.
your entire career fighting for this, right?
Wow. Yeah. Here we are, letting more people go to space, and wow, they're going to like it when they try it.
And there you have it from Dr. George Nield himself. Pictures don't do it justice. You'll just have to see it for yourself.
That's right. And George, what an amazing, amazing moment for him. He's been a public servant his whole career, advocating for the commercial space industry, and to have just become an astronaut himself on a commercial space flight, what a moment. We're getting set up right now for that special astronaut pinning ceremony. Can't wait to see this crew get their wings.
So what do we do?
doing?
Just tell me what happened. What was your experience?
I think going up, I was thinking it was going to be 50% weightlessness and 50% the view. When we got up there, it became 5% the weightlessness and 95% the view. The weightlessness was neat, but the view of looking to space, which is as black as your uniform, seeing the Earth, and then you could look down, and you know how the farmers, when you're in a plane, they have the circles? You could see all those, and it was incredible. We just got to get, all of America's got to get caught up to this, and we need a lot of people up here. I'm still stunned for words. The weightlessness was great. We weren't up there long enough to really, really enjoy the weightlessness, where you could eat and play with objects. It's the view. You look out of an airplane at 35,000 feet and realize that we're, 10 times that height up there. It was unbelievable. It's got to be, for the astronauts who go into space, where it's all black, that's got to be incredible. I'm just thinking, God, I wish I were in the blackness looking back. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Just unreal.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Your training was off the charts.
Oh.
We got in and it was like, oh, this is just what we've been doing for the last few days.
Good. That's the intention.
It was unbelievable.
That you can relax
but I did even I wanted to do somersaults and all that, and I was just taken back by the view.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put it into words. You just have to see it.
Yeah.
You can't put it into words. And coming down, that's where you really felt the G's coming down. When we separated, the capsule almost felt like it was starting to fall right then. You know, that feeling. And then you just realize you're there and you can't describe it.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. Anyway,
Awesome.
that's it. Cut!
Thanks, Marty.
Thank you.
Lots of proud Cornell grads watching, I'm sure. Gary live, proudly waving the flag. I'm sure they're eager to have him come visit campus.
And making Team Blue proud as well. I think I see the astronauts starting to line up for this awaited pin ceremony. What an exciting time. And to hear from the astronauts just like we wanted to, and the reflections, I'm sure, over time will grow more and more beautiful.
Down here, please.
Oh, we can do it, yeah. We can do it. Maybe I'll just keep it. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Good thought.
Here, take off. I'll step back. Okay, thank you. Yep.
Ready to start.
Yep.
Get them in the pinning.
It's cold out here.
Brisk.
And here to lead us through this very special pin ceremony is our Vice President of New Shepard,
And his
Audrey
20
Powers.
crew. Woo! Congratulations on your flight today.
Okay, I
have some astronaut pins here. George, you have dedicated an entire career to progressing this industry, and I am so honored to be part of the team that flew you to space and helped you become an astronaut.
Thank you.
On behalf of an entire industry, thank you very much for your work, and congratulations.
Thank you, George!
Here.
Thank you.
Jim, the great explorer, astronaut Marco, right? After a lifetime of exploring, congratulations on crossing your 194th border today.
Thank you.
Thanks. Marty, right one. Marty, also a great adventurer. I hope that the view out the window was even better than you thought.
Fabulous.
It was? Good.
Fabulous.
Congratulations on this most grand adventure.
When are we going again?
That's right. Sharon, you've inspired so many children and you've done so much work to inspire our next generation of space explorers. Thank you very much for all the work you do with our next generation, and congratulations.
You're making cry. Thank you.
You deserve it. You deserve to cry a little bit. And Marc, my fellow Boilermaker.
Yes, indeed.
Yes,
Purdue.
indeed. Congratulations
Number
on your
29
flight today.
from Purdue.
That's right. I'm so glad that you were able to share this with Sharon.
Thank you.
There you are. And Gary, my friend Gary.
Wow.
You make Blue proud every single day, every single one of us. You are our colleague, you are our mentor, you are our friend, and without you, none of this is possible. On behalf of a deeply grateful Team Blue, congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that was amazing, Eddie. I think it's safe to say all of us across Team Blue might be a little teary-eyed right now. Not speaking for you, speaking for myself, though.
Astronaut Audrey Powers, is there anything that woman can't do?
Thank you all. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today for Blue Origin's 4th human flight. A huge and very special thank you to our customers, George Nield, Sharon and Marc Hagle, Jim Kitchen, and Marty Allen. Well, customers and now astronauts. If you're interested in purchasing your seat on a future rocket ride to space and back, it starts by visiting blueorigin.com and clicking Fly to Space. Eddie, thank you so much for sharing the desk with me today and adding your invaluable perspective from your vast experience here at Blue Origin.
Anytime, Jackie. It was an honor. This was so much fun, and I'm so proud of everybody on Team Blue.
The road to space is being built, and we took another big step today. If you're interested in joining our extraordinary team, please visit our careers page on the website.
And if you'd like to commemorate today's launch, we have mission patches, swag, and so much more.
I'm Jackie Cortez. For Eddie Seyfert and everybody here at Blue Origin, thank you again for joining us, and until our next mission, Gradatum Ferociter.